And welcome back to more Little Samson, where we are making some pretty good progress. And now it's time to go into, I think this is a volcano. But either way, oddly enough, there's no lava here, but I'm thinking I'm just in the wrong spot. This is probably a mountain place or something. Anyway, there are fake floors we have to watch out for, and anytime you see those, I guess those white ones, then that means that that's going to be a fake floor. So just something to be aware of. The platforming does get a little bit trickier in this part, but at the same time, I mean, there are a lot more enemies, and I mean, the game does expect you to improve a little bit when you're, or when you've gotten to this part, so, I mean, it's tricky, but it is doable. Although I don't really care for these ghosts that just spawn in from wherever they want. What I'm trying to do now is just, switch a lot of characters and just make sure that I can just not only make these jumps, but also, just make sure I don't get off with, getting hurt too much. Alright, see, this part could be a little bit trickier. Yeah, I'm gonna be switching characters a lot, just because it's kind of the way the game, expects you to progress through this thing, and that's one of the reasons why they make you play with all the characters early on. So, I mean, just when it comes to making jumps, I usually use Dragon for it. And I did just find out recently that these characters actually have names, and I think Dragon's name is like Kira or something, and the mouse's name is like Ko, and the golem's name I think is Gim. And Little Samson's actually supposed to be called Kickle in Japan. And I guess that translated to Samson in in English. Yeah, the tricky part is when you switch to Little Samson, he does do like this little flip, so just make sure that doesn't catch you off guard. It's really easy for that to just take you right to a pit. And I do want that life, so I am going to take it. And we just had to drop from here and get it. But yeah, I mean, this stage does pick up in difficulty, but at the same time, it is doable. Just make sure you keep your wits about you when you're, just trying to make jumps, and also just keep your wits about you when, or just when it comes to navigating through this stuff. But either way, this boss is, kinda tough in that, I mean, it can catch you off guard the first time, because he, does this thing where, like, all the ghosts spawn in and then from all directions, and he then eventually swoops to where you are. And then just like so, just land a few concentrated shots with a mouse and you got this guy pretty easily. But yeah, that's the end of that stage. So now I think this is a palace or something. I don't know, I guess this one's a volcano. I have no idea. Then again, the backdrop is kind of confusing to determine where you are. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense until we actually get to the castle where we're supposed to go. But here I'm just taking care of these guys with Dragon, and for this part you want to switch to Golem. And then just try and make these jumps and get the power-ups. Yeah, see, I just want those lives. And also, it's something that can catch you off guard if you aren't prepared for it, but fortunately, they do let you switch on the fly, so at least you can just switch to Golem, and then blunt the damage that way. But see, outside of that, I think these plants are really the only enemies that are going to give you any fits in this stage. And there are actually two ways out when it comes to this stage. And also respawning enemies, that's always fun. Alright, this is what I wanted to do. But yeah, we're just gonna take this way out with the Golem. And now we're onto the Ice Palace. And actually I think they both go the same way, but I don't know, that's something I'll have to look into. I mean, if that does lead to a different area, I'll just show it off in the extra part at the end. But here in the Ice Palace, of course it's slippery, but Dragon is actually the only one that doesn't slip, so I'm using her for this part. And technically the character who is the dragon's a girl, so that's just some more fun trivia. And with these mages, I think that's what they're called, you just have to watch out for that damn lightning attack. And unfortunately it is pretty easy to get caught off guard by it. Okay, so at least that didn't go the best, but at least we're in somewhat decent shape here. And I guess because of Dragon's claws that she can just catch the ice better and not slip. But here I'm gonna have to switch to Mouse. And I'm probably gonna let Mouse handle most of this part. Actually, no, wait, I think I want to switch to Golem. Yeah, see, the thing with those skulls is that they only show up whenever you're on the same vertical level as them. So that's just something else to know. And also, those things can really catch you off guard if you're out of position. I did not want to do that. Yeah, that's what I wanted to do. Okay, I should probably save Dragon for the boss. Just because I'd rather let Dragon deal with it than anyone else. Let's see, how do I... Yeah, see, what I'm trying to do is just... Okay, first thing we're gonna do is just take care of this guy. And then just take care of that one enemy. So how I'm gonna have to deal with this is that I'm gonna have to go up and down with the mouse and then just wait for those skulls to come flying at me. And this is where they really start making you attend to different stuff here. And of course I couldn't do anything about that freaking Yeah, you know what, we'll just let Samson handle this. Okay, I need this for Dragon. And yeah, they start making you attend to a lot of different things with just how many enemies come flying at you from different angles, and it is going to get tougher from here on out. So, let's see, there is definitely going to be a... Or I think there is going to be another, Oh, damn it. I don't think we have to worry about fake floors here, but I really don't feel like finding out if we do. And also, there are like random, or not random, but there are spawning locations that we do have to be aware of. But either way, the reason I wanted to keep Dragon around is because of this boss. And all this boss does is that he does that and then summons the skeleton knights that we saw earlier. And the reason I want to keep Dragon around is because he can fly to different vertical levels, and I just want to use Dragon to get some concentrated shots in. And then when that happens, you can just wear him down pretty quickly. And then for this part, I'm actually going to let Samson handle this, because I'm kind of wary about this charge attack that he has. Yeah, see, that's it right there. And I didn't really want to handle him with Golem just because Golem's a little bit too slow for him. Alright, yeah. I only had to put him down, I think, 4 times, and then I should be done with him. Okay, I think that's 3. But I mean, fortunately, this boss isn't too tough. I mean, later on, though, we are going to have to worry about, like, fighting 2 different bosses at once. I mean, not at once, but 2 different forms of bosses. But yeah, that is it for the Ice Palace. But like I was saying, later on, once we get to the castle, we're going to have to fight each boss again in different ways, so that's going to be a lot of fun. Well, with that said, I'm going to go ahead and call it a video for today, so join me next time as we progress further to the castle. See you then.